Star 94.5, Orlando's only R&B and hip-hop is Ricky Padilla.
And the Groovy Cuban, Orlando's finest DJ Nasty. Welcome to the main event.
Day 2, we have same guest.
Yeah.
Antoine McDonald. How's it going?
It's all right. It's all right, man.
I'm assuming it's been a crazy 24 hours for you.
It's getting even crazier.
You went
Time goes by.
You went from good bunny to bad bunny.
Some people to a lot of people, yeah.
Okay, so we're here to give you the opportunity to defend yourself. Obviously, yesterday was all praise as to you stepping in, running across the street to save the young lady that was fighting.
Doing a good deed.
Yeah, fighting the man on Church Street right here in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
You tell us your side of the story. Everything's amazing. We're watching your social media grow.
Yes.
We wake up this morning. There's allegations on social media. Obviously, you read them.
Correct.
I'm sure you've been tagged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're here to hear your side of the story.
Clear the air.
First off, I want to thank Bad Bunny supporters. And I just want to kind of get right into it. I want to start with the most serious charges that are the most serious accusations that people are saying that I've was charged with.
Okay, so we'll go down the list. There was which one's the most serious for you?
The most serious, it seems like, and the most, the easiest one to, get out of here was the armed robberies in Delaware.
Okay.
Okay,
so you were not charged. You were, what was the situation with the armed robbery?
Okay, so basically I just got off of work. I'm driving around. I owned a Camaro at this time, and I was like, 19, I want to say, or 18, just turning 19. I get off of work, and that's when I was stopped. I think I was looking for my sister that night, and then there was detectives, and I was arrested, basically, and charged with armed robbery, long story short. After I was charged, I think I had
not to bounce. Are you comfortable explaining that situation? Do you want to stay away from that situation?
I mean, if you want me to get into detail,
we would like to hear, because you kind of just said I was driving and I was charged. Was there something? Were you a spotlight for some reason?
I'm not gonna say I was completely innocent, because I basically was hanging around with the wrong crowd. Not all the time, obviously. Somebody asked me. I had a lot of cars then. I let someone use one of my cars, which was registered to my name, and I guess that person, was out doing armed robberies while I was at work. I didn't know, but I didn't know what he was using the truck for. I don't even think it was planned, honestly, from what I gathered during when it happened.
So they pull you over because the license plate matched something else?
No, not because of that. They pulled me over. They pulled me over. I was looking for my sister. I think I stopped. I got out the car. I was looking for my sister. That's when they came to me. They was like, "Oh, what are you doing? What is your name?" This, that, third. I told them my name, and they said, "Oh, well, this truck belongs to you." The truck was actually crashed into a garbage can after the whole incident. Crashed into a garbage can, and it was dark over there. I didn't see it at the time until the cops came up to me and pointed. I said, "Oh, yes." They asked me, "Is that your truck?" And I looked, and I'm like, "Oh, yes, that is my truck." Yeah, that's my truck. And then I guess right there, they didn't. They pretty much started treating me like a suspect at that point. So they made me wait for a detective to come out, another detective. I think one was already there, and I'm explaining to the detective what was happening. You know what I mean? And then the boy that they were looking for at the time calls this is what they think I was called to the scene, basically. So they said, "Okay, let us go through your call logs." You know what I mean? I said, "Okay, sure. I don't have nothing to hide." You know what I mean? So they went away to their car to get a little notepad or pen or something, and they came back and they were trying to go through my phone, and someone called me, and I deleted the number. So that's where the tampering with evidence came in.
Got it. So
then they arrested me right then and there. They said I'm arrested for 2 counts of first degree armed robbery, possession of firearms. It was a decent amount of charges.
So you had guns in the car?
No, I didn't have any guns in the car.
They had guns in the car.
No.
So why did they?
In Delaware, if someone says you had a gun and they're willing to testify, that it's an automatic possession of a firearm charge.
Okay.
So that was that. I went up against a judge that same night. My bail was set at $94,000. I sat in Smyrna Corrections for about 2 weeks when basically, you know, I couldn't afford the bail, and I definitely couldn't afford an attorney at the time. So they put me in a situation where, oh, listen, the prosecutor's office, oh, listen, you just signed this waiver for, you know, for them to prove that they had probable cause to arrest me. You just signed this waiver and we'll lower your bail. So, you know, I went ahead and signed the waiver. I was ready to get out of there. I signed the waiver for, not saying I was guilty, but they didn't have to go to a grand jury basically saying, oh, that they had probable cause to arrest me. So now you know, I'm charged now at this point. So they went ahead and lowered my bail to, I think, $15,000, and my brother posted the bail for me. After he posted the bail, I want to say my second court appearance after that, you know, I was they told the lawyer I had a public defender for this case actually. The public defender you know, came to me and said there's good news, you know, they're willing to, you know, drop the armed robbery charges, you know, like they never happened, and all the serious charges, they're going to drop those, but they're still going to like try to go after you for the tampering with physical evidence. So if I don't take that, if I don't just, you know, oh, you know, it's okay, I'll just, you know, say I'm guilty for the tampering with evidence, then they're going to take all of them to trial, you know what I mean? And then with me signing that prelim is what it's called, they said that's going to make me look guilty. So I basically was boxed into a corner, but I'm only thing that I have on my record is tampering with evidence.
Got you. So basically, that
robbery, none of that,
thrown out or whatever.
Correct. All that's thrown out. All of that.
So you're not officially charged for robbery. They're saying that your name was brought up.
I was officially charged, but I'm not convicted of armed robbery or anything. None of that. So yeah, that's that.
That was in Delaware.
Okay. So I lost my job. I was working at Food Lion at the time. You know, sitting for 2 weeks, and then, you know, I think I got a traffic ticket, which they revoked my bail one time. So then I, you know, was there longer, but I had already lost my job. But I was looking for other jobs at the time in Delaware, but everyone saw the news article. Like the article was everywhere. Like, you know, I couldn't go to a McDonald's and get something to eat without, you know, someone bringing up the news article. So I first considered, you know, going to Job Corps. You know, I'm just going to go to Job Corps and drop out of high school. But I didn't want to, you know, just drop out of high school. So I worked towards, you know, getting my diploma. I got my diploma in Dover. I moved to New Jersey, you know, trying to, you know, start over. But the thing is, Jersey is my, you know, home state. So, like, I kind of know a lot of people there. And I went there, and then, you know, I started, you know, let's say this. I applied for a job. I even got hired for the job. You know, I got the job offer for, it was loss prevention, actually, too. Because the tampering with evidence, you know, it wasn't like a violent or it wasn't anything like that. So it was the news article, you know, the news article got to the employer, and, you know, she was nice enough to call me and let me know basically why, you know, they're not going through with the job offer anymore. Got it. So at that point, I just felt hopeless. Like, oh, I'm not going to get a job. This is ridiculous. So I think I started doing Uber and Lyft in New Jersey, which was pretty nice. I was doing it. I liked it. So I said, okay, I got this going for me. But I can't have, I don't want to be the guy who walks around looking like the person that they're trying to, you know, make out to be in that, you know, news article. So I started considering, I don't want to skip over anything. You know, I did get in a few. I had my run-ins with the law in New Jersey. You know, nothing serious though.
So now, when we leave in Delaware, we're going to Jersey. Jersey, you know, and this is posted on social media. Right. Like I said, you saw it, I saw it. What were the charges in Jersey that they were saying? Because they were saying something that wouldn't happen in Jersey. Okay,
the charges in New Jersey. I know there's on the one it's theft by deception. Basically, this was like a. I'm gonna just give you the details. So basically,
if you're not comfortable with it, it's okay.
No, I got you.
Let us know where you're at.
Yeah, I went to go finance a car. I put $2,500 down on the car. I leave with the car. I have the car for like a week. The guy calls me. Oh, the bank doesn't want to do the deal anymore. And you know, I didn't mind. I said, okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? I'll bring the car back, but I need my money back. It's cool if you could deduct 25 cents a mile or whatever. He said, oh, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I just can't do it. So I go there. He calls the police. The police officer even told him, like, listen, it's fair to deduct 25 cents a mile. He didn't want to do it, so I left. And then
left with his car?
With our car at the time, you could say.
we both own that shit.
We both own this car right now. So I think I parked. I wasn't hiding or anything. He reported. He went to the police department. And mind you, this is, I guess, the what the officer telling you, that was the right thing to do. You would think he would do it. But no, he didn't do it. He went to the police department, reported the car stolen, and then I got a letter in the mail saying that I'm being charged with, theft by deception. I need to come to court on this date, which I did. I went to court. The judge even told me, this is a civil matter. They got the car back. They're not giving him his money back. So why would I charge him? And they were PTI is what they were trying to make the prosecutors give me, which is like, it won't go on your record, you know what I mean, as long as I, don't get in trouble anymore. But I got into a few disagreements with someone, defending my friend. And we basically, the whole crew, it was just a whole lot, honestly. That I'm not going to get too much into, since that's technically still an open case.
Yeah.
But basically, charges were filed against each other from, South Brunswick Police Department. And I think mine's ended up in Superior Court. And then when I went back, the judge told me, like, I was trying to help you, but you're out here getting in trouble. So, I really can't do too much right now for you. Which, I understood, I completely understood. And then we're just going to, after that, he told me, let me tell you what the judge told me. He said, if you get any more, like, I don't know if you know about the bail reform in New Jersey.
He gets arrested all the time, so. No.
I don't know if you know about the bail reform in New Jersey.
Inform us.
But in New Jersey, you don't have an option for bail. It's either the judge is going to say you can go or you can't go. So even if you had the money for bail, you can't go unless they want you to. So that's when he told me, like, listen, you're going to sit until your trial date if you catch any more charges whatsoever. So I told him, yes, Your Honor, I understand. That's where this car burglary came into place.
Carjacking.
No, it's not carjacking. Car burglary.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw the picture, because I pulled up the picture, and it doesn't look like me whatsoever. But the detective told my grandma, oh, is Antoine here? We just have a few questions for him. Showing my grandma the picture, she said, and he asked if that was me. It's a blurry picture, black and white. Someone went in a car, I guess, looking for change. They opened an empty car door, and they looking for change. So they charged, they were put in the charge as, car burglary. And basically, the detective told my grandma, oh, he's as tall as him, and he has the same walk as him. He didn't say it looked like me or anything, but he was asking my grandma. My grandma was like, I can't really tell it, but it looks like him. So once I guess she said it looks like him, they instantly found that enough for them to charge me. And I've already, spent all my money on this one lawyer who, like, it didn't seem like he was dedicated to, getting me off the case. And, like, I wanted to look for another lawyer, but I couldn't afford it at the time. So it was just like a matter of, oh, my gosh. So now it just got even worse because, the judge just told me don't get any more charges. And now I didn't even do anything. I'm catching a charge that I don't even know about. Then that's when
Is that when you came down to Orlando or Tampa?
Before that charge, I've already lived in Tampa. So while we're there, I want to say the fled from New Jersey. They had my Florida address. They were sending my court documents to my Florida address in Tampa.
So you've never
I've never hold on. Let me go find another state to move to. I was living in Florida. I stopped after about once I was saying how the attorney, I lost confidence in my attorney basically. He basically, some appearances he wouldn't even show up. He'll have someone else from his firm show up who doesn't even know what they're talking about. So now they're asking for continuance because he couldn't show up to all the court dates. I don't know if he had other court dates or whatever to show up to, but it was just making me completely lose confidence in him. So after the new charge, I think the detective called me and said, we need you to turn yourself in, for this car burglary, and then asking me about something with what was I doing in the car? Was I just looking for some change? And I'm just like, what? So then I was like, yeah, sure, I'll turn myself in. But I was in Florida, and, I guess I was just trying to wait until I had enough money to go back. I'd rather go back, you know what I mean, and have a representing attorney and everything, like an attorney that's actually gonna try to help me, not try to get me to take any plea. Take 3 years, you'll be out in 6 months. Like what? Why would I go from PTI to 3 years and take your word for being out in 6 months?
Got it. So that ultimately led you here. So they did tell you to turn yourself in at one point.
They did tell me to turn myself in at one point, and I agreed to it and everything.
But now you're waiting to.
I was waiting until pretty much like. When this all went out, I knew it was this was gonna come up, but obviously I didn't know it was gonna come up this soon. Yeah. But it definitely did. But it's not one of those. Obviously, I'm not gonna run from it all my life. But it's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous.
Got it. So now you got this Bad Bunny character. Where are you at in life with yourself? Because I'm sure this was like hit you like a ton of bricks.
Honestly, like I've been, I'm not gonna lie. You saw the fake ID charge here in Florida. The fake ID. They're saying I did armed robberies in Florida first and foremost. That's just not. There's no such case. There's no pending case. I've never been charged.
Have you looked up your name in Florida and Tampa and stuff like that to see where if there's anything going on?
No, I know. I have the ID case. The fake ID. I was questioned about armed robberies, and thankfully I have cameras at my house. I said, oh no, we're not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to show you these cameras. Like I'm clearly in and out my house. I'm all going about my day like a everyday thing. So they didn't charge me with that, but they already searched my bag and they saw an ID, which was fake. I went to the casino a lot. Let's just say that I went to the casino a lot.
When you used to be underage.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, no big deal.
So that's what they call.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going on here. And then there was the reckless driving. I got the reckless driving that I saw up there as well. I was going like 100 miles per hour or something, and then
So that was here in Orlando or Tampa?
That was in Orlando. Yeah. But
so,
I went to court for that one and got it settled and everything. They made me pay like $500 and something dollars. So that I went ahead and got resolved.
Now, if there's a situation here in Orlando, and I don't mind me if this is a dumb question, but if you get arrested, right? Shouldn't you, if you're going to
I'm happy you brought that up.
All that stuff pop up.
I'm happy you understood that.
All the charges something like that?
Yeah.
This is how you know the case was not. That's how you know it wasn't that serious as they're trying to make it seem. Every cop that stopped me saw the warrant. The warrant says in-state pickup only. So if I'm not in New Jersey, do not go out your way. You know what I mean? To go get them. I got in a car. No, I didn't get in a car accident. My cousin got in a car accident. One of my vehicles in my name, and the cop came up to me. He's like, "Hey, you from New Jersey?" I was like, "Yeah." How'd you know? He's like, oh, no, you just got a warrant in New Jersey. But don't worry, it says in-state pickup only. So, if you go to Jersey, just watch out. I'm like, oh, I mean, okay. Like, it spooked me a little, like, freaked me out. But they're trying to make it seem like, I'm this big high-time fugitive. Yeah. But they're contradicting themselves by, saying he was arrested here at this day, but the warrant was issued then at that day. You know what I mean?
Got it. All right. So now your fans, you got... I saw your
Some
Instagram.
of them are sticking by, man. Some of them are sticking by, defending Bad Bunny, bringing up the most important facts as to, why did they start going back on his past, because he did something. He stood up for somebody, basically.
Ultimately, what you've done in the past, and I had this conversation offline with you, you gotta stand up as a man and handle that, But
yeah, of course.
One of the things that, the reason why we brought you here to the show yesterday was to commend you on how there was a good 30 to 40 people watching this girl and guy get into a fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And, we can't not look at the fact that you were the only one that decided to help, and
unfortunately, the world we live in, if you do good, they're trying to see if you have a dark cloud behind you too. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yeah,
and
the world we live
let's
in.
just say this never happened. Let's just, because I've read that now and there, the New Jersey's trying to look into extradition and everything. So I'm contacting lawyers in New Jersey already. But I'm just saying, if this would have never happened, this is like what one of the lawyers told me. If this would have never happened, they would have never even cared or nothing. But I guess now they feel as if they have to prove a point. You know what I mean?
Got it. So you're going to be, unfortunately, the one that they potentially try to prove a point with. So you got to make sure you have everything in order.
Yeah.
Again, brother, we wanted to hear your side.
Yes.
We were
Thank you,
able
thank
to.
you,
Yesterday, we had a good time here,
Yeah,
and then
we had a great time.
today, we all woke up, and from our side, we were hurting to
Yeah,
see all that
absolutely.
stuff that was going on. You seem like a very humble young man, and I hope you get through all this, bro.
Yeah.
That's all we can say.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking with us. You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying?
No
And
problem,
showing
no
your
problem,
side
no
of the story.
Bad Bunny,
Of
2019. You know what it is.
Yes.